Timmy's Stats Deep
Dive.
Fuck yeah. Shout out to people who have seizures. Now, our very first player in the Stats Deep Dive, we're going to have a look at Tommy Turbo, a player that I'm very interested in this week. What do you got for me, big fella?
I knew you'd be interested in Tommy Turbo. The ultimate closer gap player for the back end of the season. 657k, break even of 91. Lehigh Hopewade injured. Turbo back to fullback. Just a bit of excitement for the end of the Supercoach season. Dangle a little carrot in front of the Roo. Mate, going down to the capital, the Raiders, leading the comp, brutal matchup. But Raiders fans will know, especially Raiders Supercoach fans, Tommy Turbo tends to scorch us every time he plays. So went back, his last 3 games against the Raiders, 121, 92 and 165. Could you do it?
I definitely could do it. I love the draw after that as well. Tigers, Dolphins, Dragons, Warriors. I think Turbo could be the real deal, mate.
I will look at him seriously from next week. For all that it's worth, I do want to see him get through a full game at fullback, see how that body holds up. It is the Raiders coming off a loss. They are leading the comp, so it's not a good matchup. As I said, it's Tommy. I don't think it's going to matter too much. But for that run home, mate, the draw is elite. He could sizzle.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, Scott Drinkwater is on fraud watch this week. Let me tell you that much. He needs a good performance to stay on the side. And I think Teddy's lucky that Drinkwater exists at the moment because
there's a few players who are very lucky that there's been a lot of injuries elsewhere.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few that are should know that they're being watched pretty closely by the coaching staff of the Grizzlies. And we've got claws, don't we, Kat?
We do.
Not to be fucked around with. Let me tell you that much for free. Our next player, Dane Gagai up there at the Newcastle Knights, came off the bye last week, one that I'm also very interested in. I can see a lot of people moving some Herbie money to Dane Gagai. What do you got for us?
Yeah, Dane Gagai, 3-round average of 96 points since that move to fullback, while goal kicking as well. Absolutely flying. But, mate, the biggest thing, they were all against top 4 opposition. So, huge from Dane Gagai. Breaking it down across the 3 fixtures that he's played at fullback, he averages 8.3 tackle busts per game, 18.3 runs per game. Add in the major attacking stats in that time. 1 try. He's set up 2. He's had 3 line breaks. But, mate, the most impressive to me, which I didn't realise he probably had, he's had 6 line break assists in him as well with his ball playing. How good's his ball playing been?
Yeah, he's doing well, mate. He's absolutely flying. The other big thing for him is that Jackson Hastings wasn't named today. He is jersey 18 or something like that, jersey 19. So the goal kicking is all Dane Gagai. So a serious option that we need to consider and one that I'll be looking at very, very closely this week. Anything else on Gags, mate?
Not really, mate. I just think he's just a terrific buy. Like as I said, he went that well against top 4 opposition. He gets some better games on the run home. Does get Penrith this week, so it's another tough one. But at the same time, Penrith, they're going well. You don't fear them still probably as you did last year defensively. But the draw does get quite soft after this week, so you could wait a week on it. But it looks the goods. Yeah,
definitely looks good. Our next one, shout out to Nathan Brown. Walker's on. Cat Walker's on. Did you tell him Walker's on?
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, very good.
Unprompted as well. Well, somewhat prompted, but...
Big slamming Sammy.
Just the impact of Sammy Walker. Yeah. You mentioned James Tedesco hitting the skids a little bit. A 3-round average of 48 since Sammy Walker came back. So... Sammy Walker himself averaging 72 points, which included a sin bin in that first game back into the Dragons. So Sammy's been back for 4 weeks. Tedesco has a 3-round average of 48 points. But the other one there, mate, that I wanted to mention, Mark Nwanganita-Wazi. He's looked after you, Sammy. Sammy Walker's looked after you in that regard.
Not in my draft team, he hasn't.
Oh, true.
Killing me.
So since Sammy Walker returned a month ago on the left edge, Marky Mark hasn't scored a try.
Yep.
Assisted 1 or had 1 line break.
Yep, he's scored 32, 34, 47, 42. Real fucked. Really fucked. Someone actually sent in a question about this 4 weeks ago. Do you remember? We had a question on the late show about this. He said, with the week Sam Walker was returning, how's it going to affect Mark? And I just sort of thought, he's too much of a good player for them not to give him ball. He's too much of a good player not to be involved and doing well. Mate, I think he's gone below 50 3 times this season, and now he's done it 4 weeks in a row.
Incredible.
Sandon Smith, Connor Watson out there, Hugo Savala, doesn't fucking matter. Don't get the ball out there. It's punishing.
Yeah, it's mental. Like
He's got an origin centre inside him as well. Like
seeing immediately the impact that Sammy's had to the team. I was able to sit him the last few weeks, which has been good. I'll probably look to sit him this week again. Granted, I don't mind the Dolphins match up. Herbie would have been on that edge too, so him out, that's huge.
Yeah.
So, look, he'll be far more viable play this week, and for some of those games on the run home. They have a mixed draw of the Roosters, a couple of tough and some easier ones. I do think he'll have some big scores to come, but Sammy has just killed him. And Teddy, for that matter.
I said it a few weeks ago, but if I'm Robbo, I'm giving him a license to roam around. I don't know why they just let him waste out there on that wing.
What is going on?
Because every time they get to the back end of the game and they need points suddenly, then he lets him roam and he creates something immediately. I don't understand why they don't utilise him more.
It honestly beats me, but I think Trent Robbo is smart enough as we go into finals to change that and realise it, but at the same time, like, they're playing for a final spot at the moment. We haven't really seen it, as you said, until the last couple of minutes of a game when they're chasing it. But, yeah, concerning.
Yeah. All right, our next man we're going to talk about is AJ Brimson up there at the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I'm sure when Timmy put his stats together, we didn't have the updated news of Keeney returning via Queensland Cup. So that makes it an interesting conversation. But let's park that for a second. What did you have on AJ? Because he's a pretty appealing little target.
He is, mate. And even as we look at week one of head-to-head finals for most leagues out there, people potentially looking at a one-week play with trades in hand. The Bunnies, they've given up more tons than any other side this year, with opposing fullbacks averaging 108 points against them in the last 6 games.
Fuck.
On top of that, Brimo averaging 63 for the season, but he's averaging 71.2 in his 9 games at fullback. 5 of those 9 against top 8 sides. 624K available as dual, 5'8 CT dub. There's the kicker. So, yeah, certainly is a one-week play up against the Bunnies. Longer term, the Kinney stuff puts a bit of a question mark over it, but I can't trust his body, but he's ticking a lot of boxes.
So there's a world where you could go into this week with your 5'8s being Jaden Campbell and AJ Brimson, and they could both score 130 in this game.
Or the Titans could not score a point against the Bunnies.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises me with this team.
I'll tell you what, have you listened to Cooper Cronk and Matty Johns this week by any chance?
No.
Cooper Cronk said that he watched the press conference after South got beat by 60 the other day. He said Wayne was laughing, giggling, and he's like, I've seen this before with Wayne when they're in the world of hurt and he just changes the mood with his approach to a game, and then they always get up the week after. Yeah. And it's fucking echoed through my head.
It's a really interesting observation too.
Yeah. So something worth noting there. Spoon Bowl, I'm sure the Rabbitohs boys will be up for that one. But yeah, AJ Brimson, as a one-week play, the numbers don't lie. He is tremendous, but I don't know. Let's say Kenny gets through 80 minutes this week in reserve grade, does really well. I would assume he's playing reserve grade over wearing jersey 14 to get the minutes into the leagues. I think he'll be available. Well, I think he'll be a potential to be selected next week. What do you reckon they'll do? Like if Kenny goes to fullback, which, I mean, they've come and said he's the long-term plan. He's just signed a fucking half a decade-long deal after coming out of surgery 2 days ago. It's insane. I assume he'll be the fullback. Do they move Brimo to 6? Do you drop 4 into the bench in the last 4 games of his NRL career? What do you reckon they'll do here?
I would like to think so Phil Sammy comes back in place of Khan Pereira, and then Jojo Fafita to a wing, AJ Brimson to centre, Foz stays at 5'8". Yeah, that is what my heart wants it to be.
Okay, sorry. So if they do that, which side do you have AJ playing on? Is he on the left or the right? Or does it not really matter for you with the Titans?
What are you trying to get at here?
Pereira will drop out, right?
Yep.
He's on the left wing.
Yep.
He is usually.
Yep.
So you have Jojo go there. So you're thinking...
Unless they drop De Groot, but they've been pretty happy to play De Groot over Khan Pereira.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Are you thinking drafty here or what?
No, I'm just thinking about, like, if you were to go Brimson and, he doesn't play fullback, where's he going to play? If it's not 5'8", which side would you rather him be on, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, any other time, and I just would not get in this bedsheet of a situation anyway, and I'd always have Brimson playing in my spine. But look, They brought Kinney back early for, in my eyes, no particular reason. What to save? Maybe a spoon. A young bloke who you build in your future and come back from a serious injury. I just wouldn't be doing it. I'd be leaving things as is. But for the sake of Foz finishing his career, who's been playing great footy as well, I'd just go Brimson to centre. Like, doesn't matter.
I think bringing him back is a good decision, and it's a good decision by a well-managed club. So shout out to them. I think it's really, really good. All right, let's move on to our last man we're going to talk about. And I think with the Terrell May bye this week, I think it'll leave a number of people out there short of front row forward unless you're already a Payne Haas owner. I am seriously eyeballing a move to Aaron Clark, but I probably want higher upside guys, but I'm keen to hear what your stats suggest here.
Yeah, not so much high upside to it, and also not the deepest of dives. But look, he's dual tour front row forward. Very handy, special for those with holding on to Tino for Malawi. But a 70-point average this season. He's priced at just 609k. Lowest score all season, 47 in round one in Vegas. It was his only score under 50.
Fuck.
So, like, he's sort of that stock standard 60 to 70 every week, but he's got ball play about him. He can jag a try assist here just with little tip-ons and all that. So he's got a 90-plus in him. So, yeah, with the kicker being that dual position, I'd quite like to play, and he's someone that I'm considering this week.
What's the price difference between him and Payne Haas? So he's
91k, I think.
Yeah, he's 90k cheaper. You just feel like Payne Haas is going to have a few of those games where he goes nuts towards the back end, right?
Yeah. Look, the only way that I would get Aaron Clark over Payne Haas is if you're in a situation where you could do it in one hit, especially if low on trades.
Yep.
As opposed to having to use two trades for Haas and you could do Aaron Clark in one. But if you have to use two for both, which is what I'm sort of looking at,
Yeah.
I think you just get Payne Haas.
Geez, looking at that draw for the Titans. Dragons, Titans, Parramatta, Manly. It's a fucking good 4 weeks.
Yeah. What's Tino out with?
What's Tino out with?
Yeah.
I think he's back round. What's 23? I think he's back 24 or 25. Why? What's that got to?
Well, I've got him. So do you.
Oh, right.
And I'd kind of not put a pencil through him for the end of the season, but I was kind of like, will he come back? Would they bother bringing him back? But everyone's sort of saying
if they're bringing Kenny back, they're bringing him back, I think.
Because they're obviously sitting there going, we don't want a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
So he's knee round 25. What are we through round 23? So this is NRL.com. So his potential for next week, but listed for the week after.
Yeah, interesting. But I mean, even if he comes back in round 25, like Titans, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong score. Even if he comes back in round 25, I'd be stoked to have him for the last 3 weeks. Tina, be unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's his ownership, bro? Have a lot of people held on to him? A lot of people just been forced to hold on to him, I assume.
Let me have a look for you, mate.
Yeah, you have a little squiz at that, my friend. But yeah, Aaron Clark, I like him as a play.
Still 52% among the top 1% overall. That's heaps more than I thought.
Yeah, okay. But it's still half the people that won't have him for the last 3 rounds, hopefully. And there's other injury and shit going on. So I'm okay with that.